What's up guys, the Lazy Goldmaker here, and we're back with another Mists video, and we're covering something I've completely forgotten. Cooking, the secondary profession, which is usually a decent moneymaker, but everyone can have it, so it's usually also a little bit competitive. But let's take a look at how it is in Mists. Now the first thing to note is that cooking skill is split up in Mists of Pandaria. So once you reach 525, then you have, 6 different ways, I believe, that have unlocked different recipes and have their own skill level. So as we can see here, I've only bothered leveling Way of the Pot, but there are some other ones that you should level as well. Each of these ways will have its own set of recipes, and you will have to level multiple ways to get all of the good recipes. So that's sort of something that is a barrier to entry, and if you level all of them, then there's a quest here from to be a master, which also unlocks some cooking related things where you have to get all of them to max. This will also give you 10 iron paw tokens, so it's well worth doing. I've just been slacking. Now, these iron paw tokens, they are very important because they are used, they're used for a lot of cool goodies, I guess, but they're also, more importantly, the only source for these 3 ingredients: the 100-year soy sauce, the rice flour, and the black pepper. You have to buy these from Mr. Stockmaster over here. And this is the only way to get these recipes, or these materials, and they are needed. They are used in the max level recipes. So the best recipes all use some of these, like the feasts will use them, both the 250 stat feast and the 275 stat feasts. And they're also used in the plus 300 main stat single foods, which is the strongest food type you can eat in the game right now as sort of a raiding consumable. Now you can, the way you get the iron paw tokens is there's going to be one daily every day here in Halfhill from one of the cooking trainers. This will give you 1 iron paw token per day. The other option you have is you can turn in to the Stockmaster over here. You can turn in bundles of groceries, and the way you get those is you go to this guy over here and you buy an empty container, and then you fill it by having 20 of the related item, or 100 in the case of the vegetables. Generally speaking, as far as I could tell right now, there are some options here that are cheaper than buying the cooking ingredients on the auction house. So you need 20 of each for the foods to equal 1 of the max level, or the one of the recipes or the materials only used for the high level stuff. So we can see here, Mogu Fish Stew uses the black pepper, which is 50 gold right now. But you can turn in 20 raw turtle meat, which right now is 2 gold. Less than 2 gold on the auction house is the minimum buyout. That means you can buy 20 of these for 40 gold and turn those in to an iron paw token, and then you turn that iron paw token into a black pepper worth 50 gold, and you're saving a little bit of gold. You can either sell the black pepper, or you can use that in your crafting to cut your costs a little bit. So that is something you should check. You only need the bundle of groceries, where you can buy any of the containers from Merchant Cheng over here and turn those in. You'll probably just have to check on any given day. You can have if you have a material group, then you can check that. Just check the cooking material group, do a quick search, see if any of the fish or meat show up as less than 2 gold, and you can buy those. If they do. Now, as far as crafting for a profit goes, there is one recipe type that you're going to focus on, and it is the plus 300 main stat foods. You have the Mogu Fish Stew here for the Way of the Pot. And then there's 2 other ways that you want to level that has the max level strength and the max level agility food. Those are the ones we care about. That's going to be Way of the Wok and Way of the Grill. Those are the most important ways to level. You need to get them to max to unlock the plus 300 skill recipe, which is what we care about. This is by far going to be the fastest seller. People are going to need a stack of these, or 2 of these for every raid night, which is going to lead to a lot of sales in general. So this is a really nice recipe. Of course, some people might be using feasts, but feasts are a little bit worse. So all the tryhards are going to be going for these, and feasts are generally going to be provided by the guild, so I don't think there's as much gold in those. I would focus on these one-off foods. We can see that right now there's about 6-7 gold profit on the Mogu fish stew on my realm, which is quite good. It has been a lot thinner depending on the price, and of course the black pepper price and all of the other material prices have a huge impact here on how effectively you can, how cheaply you can sell these. You definitely want to keep your costs as low as possible because everyone can have cooking, so you are competing with everyone who cares about gold making and has bothered to level cooking essentially. Now another really important thing to note is that if you can sell your cooking, your finished cooking at the right time, you can make a lot more gold. So I've just taken a look at the Trade Skill Master website. You can check out historical prices. Of course, everyone moved onto the Mega Realm, which doesn't really exist in the data yet. But we do have the data from Firemaw back when it was Firemaw. We can see here that the price has been varying quite a bit. So it was 30 gold, it trended down, suddenly the auction house ran out, someone did a reset. It went from 23 to 29 gold, and then it kept at 29, and then suddenly someone reset up to 40, and it was at 40 for a while, and then it went back to 29, which is still probably pretty good profit. We can see here on the region average price that this has happened across the region. There are variations in price. And some of it is going to be more short-term. This graph is a little bit smoothed out, so it doesn't include all of the really sharp times. Like if you can sell here, or after a little spike, just selling here, it's going to be 2 more gold per fish stew. If you have a bunch, then that is going to be really, really helpful. Often, the auction house is going to run out on popular raid nights. We can see here this was Thursday. Of course, this was after everyone has already transferred. I think this most recent data is not super relevant for Firemaw. We can see here it was just a Monday day. But if you can take advantage of this, if you can take advantage of 2-3 more gold per Mogu fish stew or per finished food, that is going to have a large impact on your profits. And that is really, really important. So generally the way I would do cooking is that I would do the plus 300 foods. I would buy up materials whenever they're cheap. Or just like every day, I would check these materials and buy up and craft some more. And then you have maybe a separate banker, or you just send a bunch of them over to your banker, and you repost. And if you see that the price is going up, then you post heavily. Then maybe you swap to a operation that posts more at the same time, or you just run your post scan a lot faster and you focus on only doing the cooking group just to sell a bunch of stuff while it's expensive. Those are the ways to go. Now, I would also recommend you grab the Trade Skill Master settings linked in the blog post in the video description. That way you get my full cooking group, which has all of the recipes, and it's also split up by the type here. So you have the 275 stat feast, you have the 300 main stat feasts, which I believe don't exist yet. Then you have the 300 main stat foods, which is sort of the main thing I would focus on. You can use the crafting operations that are included. They will stock up to 50. That's not that much for something like food. So feel free to change this to craft more. You can just edit this number on the operation, or you make a copy and you increase this. Maybe you want to stock up 200, maybe you want to stock up more, or maybe you just want to buy materials and craft with whatever you have, which is also a completely fine way of going about it when it comes to cooking. But here we have the big ones, so this is what you should be focusing on, and hopefully you can make some good profit. Good luck.